Perfect. So we can start whenever you're ready, Natalie. I think there's some people that just joined the Instagram live now and
Hmm.
the LinkedIn as well. So, hi guys, welcome on in. I hope you guys are well. Thank you so much for joining our live today. We're with Natalie Robinson of Style Icon Collective, and she's going to be talking about fashion trends for 2025, which is super exciting. Perfect. Natalie, did you want me to ask you some questions, by the way, um, or do you want to kind of do like your own topics? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, you can ask me questions. I mean, we are live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So, hello everyone, and welcome to our style webinar. My name is Natalie, as Elizabeth said, and I am a personal stylist, as you guys know, and a luxury personal shopper. So, I hope you're all sitting back and please enjoy the session. Obviously, if you have any questions, just let us know. But I will happily answer your questions. So I guess let's dive in.
Perfect. So, Natalie, do you want to start by kind of telling us a little bit about your journey? So, where you kind of started on your fashion journey and where it's taking you now?
Yeah, I mean, it has been an incredibly long journey, but such a rewarding one. So I started out working in retail. I graduated with a degree in politics, which is so different to my career now. But I had a passion, a real drive for fashion. And after years of studying, I decided that I wanted to work in retail, which I thought was a great place to surround myself or be in a creative environment where I met some amazing people. And so I one of the first stores I worked in actually was Selfridges. So I had a temporary job there, and I then worked in Harrods, which was such a great experience, where I worked amongst international brands. But I wanted more. But it was during my work experience at Harrods where I observed the personal shoppers, and I used to see them assist clients. And I thought, I love working with people. I love fashion. I love being creative and making people look good and feel good in their clothing. This is what I want to do. So after Harrods, I moved to a boutique, an independent boutique, very famous boutique called Brown's on South Morton Street, which was known for, well, the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Bernstein, were known for carrying or offering more independent brands, emerging brands. So the likes of Donna Karan, John Galliano, Stella McCartney, Vivienne Westwood, all pretty much use the Browns boutique platform from which to launch their careers and their designs. And then after 2 years of working in brands, where I met some amazing people, again, just people from all walks of life, although it was known for a celebrity haunt. But I wanted to, based on my experience at Harrods, and that initial drive, and that ambition I had to become a personal stylist. I wanted to become a personal stylist, a personal shopper, and give a more personalized service or offer a more personalized service to customers. And so a job came up in Selfridges where I started my career. And I decided I applied for a position as a personal shopper, personal stylist. And that's where it all began, really. So I went back there, I took a pay cut. I just worked my way up the retail ladder. And from Selfridges, I then set up my own business as a stylist. So Style Icon Collective, or rather Style Icon Limited, was born in 2005. Where I consolidated all of my experience, all of my knowledge, my retail experience, to pursue my passion for fashion and to work much closely with men and women from all walks of life and celebrities. A few years on, I worked with my work evolved into celebrity styling, and then my blog launched, Style Icon Collective, which is a fashion and beauty blog. Much later on, and I've done the rest is history. I've gone on to work with some amazing brands. I ventured in, explored broadcast fashion styling at QVC, and now provide style commentary to some major publications. And I love what I do. Being a personal stylist just brings me so much joy, helping men and women feel good and look good in their clothing.
Amazing. That's an extraordinary story.
Yeah, it's been a journey and it's still continuing.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's really amazing, like what you do, even just getting to help people, maybe like they've kind of been through something, or, like they've kind of just like come out of a relationship, or maybe, they just had a child or something like that, and they need like this kind of boost, and you're like their kind of go-to person, which is really special.
Yeah, and that's what's special about this my role as a stylist. I chose it as a career to help people, as you say, who are going through lots of different life changes.
Yeah,
They could be going through a divorce, relationship changes, or they just need a confidence boost. And what better way to do that than through fashion, using my experience and knowledge to help people on their individual journey.
for sure, for sure. That's amazing, Natalie. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And I'm sure that there's loads of people who are also interested to get into the fashion world as well. So, I'm sure that they've kind of taken a leaf from what you said there and hopefully implemented that into their own kind of journey as well, in terms of what they
Mm.
need to do and how they can actually go about. You, as you said, like you did take a pay cut and you went into a different job, and then you kind of ventured into different things. So I'm sure that's really helpful for a lot of people. And then to get into, I suppose, our topic today, which is future trends for 2025. Natalie, do you have any kind of top three trends that are going about at the moment, or is there anything that you have kind of spotted your eye on recently, that you think is going to take off?
Yeah, absolutely, Elizabeth. I mean, this session is also about capsule wardrobe building,
Yeah.
and how to incorporate trends, trend-led iterations into your capsule wardrobe. So, very quickly before I move on to trends, and as you
Yeah.
say, there are lots of amazing styles at the moment for everyone to consider. Those who are interested in a fashion career, who currently work in fashion. But a capsule wardrobe essentially means a curated, minimalist collection or edit of items that work together in different ways to cover a variety of accessories and outfits. And now that we are in spring has arrived. This is the perfect start to rebuild your capsule wardrobe. So as a stylist, I would advise you all to, as I do to clients, to declutter your wardrobe on a seasonal basis. So this could be every 3 months, 4 times a year. Oh,
Oh, don't worry.
okay. I was just thinking I've lost you for a
You're okay.
second. Another technical glitch. So
You're
you
okay.
could, as I was saying before, you can declutter your wardrobe 4 times a year or twice a year, every 6 months. And the best approach to decluttering your wardrobe before you think about trends, because you may be somebody who's not necessarily trend led, but rather love pieces that you simply feel good in. But the best approach to decluttering your wardrobe is to think about your basics. So think about your capsule wardrobe building blocks. Your capsule wardrobe building blocks are essentially your wardrobe staples that hold your wardrobe together. And then think about the second second approach, or second step rather, to assembling or building your capsule wardrobe is to consider a color palette for your building blocks. So when I say building blocks, I essentially mean staple pieces. So behind me, I'm going to just demonstrate staple pieces. Okay, so your building blocks would typically be, so let's start with, a different pair of trousers. Okay, so it's a good idea. Some schools of thought suggest having at least 2 to 3 pairs of trousers, whether they are tapered, skinny, wide leg trouser. So I've got this sort of relaxed style here, a wide leg trouser, and we are seeing a shift away from skinny jeans or trousers to more relaxed styles. So this is a fantastic wardrobe staple to have, which will work with anything, versatile. Then it's a great idea to have, again, a skinny trouser, classic black trouser. Okay. I also have here a pair of jeans. So these are your building blocks, and it's a great idea to have I would say, a different wash of jean. So, for example, a dark denim wash is great for the evening. A light denim wash is perfect for the summertime. Okay, so have at least, as I said, 3 to 4 pairs of jeans, trousers in your wardrobe. Some schools of thought suggest that you should have about 30 to 50 items as part of your capsule wardrobe, but it's whatever suits you. But again, think about, as a starting point, your basics. Build from there. Okay. I also have, as a one code of dressing, is just a few knitwear pieces, cashmere tops, classic black top here I have, or jumper, V-neck, which is very flattering, which you can mix and match with your jeans or your trousers. Another staple to bear in mind is a classic white shirt. Okay, and again, you think about these pieces, and the next thing I'm going to talk about is how to incorporate your trends. So I will be looking specifically at key trends of spring summer 2025. So a classic, going back to your building blocks, your capsule wardrobe staples, classic white shirt, which obviously goes with a great pair of jeans, a black pair of trousers, a palazzo trouser, for example. I'm wearing a jumpsuit today, which is, a versatile piece. It gives you year-round versatility. I could actually wear a jacket over this, which brings me on to another wardrobe staple. So let's not forget a denim jacket. Okay, so key basics, which you could easily just throw on. I could throw on over my shoulder robe, it over my jumpsuit. Okay, versatile piece. Other key staples to bear in mind are a trench coat, okay, which is great for the summer.
Oh, wow.
Now, another thing I like to just sort of turn your attention back to, are your colour blocks. Okay, so as I said before, once you've kind of whistled down, or you have an idea rather, of the basic staple pieces you want to keep or build upon, think of your colour palette. Okay, the colour palette for your building blocks, hence earth tones, your beige, white, black, grey. Okay, so this is an example of your earth tone colour right there, which you can incorporate nicely into your capsule wardrobe. Now, moving on to, one last thing, I forget, a biker jacket, or you could do a bomber jacket. And this is very colourful, and I think colour elevates your wardrobe. Okay, so these are your basics, your basic wardrobe staples. Now, going back to your question about trends, Elizabeth, there's a lot of things to look forward to. Okay, so I actually have examples of outfits here that reflect spring summer 2025 trends. Okay, now Key things to look out for. Number one, trend number one is Bohemian Daydream, the Bohemian Daydream theme. So we're seeing a resurgence of the 70s. So as an example, I have here a floral top. So you will notice, if you haven't already, lots of floral tops or floral printed dresses, for example, which work great with a denim jacket. So again, you're constantly thinking what trends could potentially complement your basic capsule wardrobe staples, okay? But this is just an example of a top I have here. Another thing to bear in mind is, once again, as part of the Bohemian Daydream theme, you could go for a shirt dress. So this is in a lovely print. This is more autumnal, but a shirt dress gives you that year-round versatility. And I've just teamed it with a black gilet. But think about your basics. So a denim jacket, for example, or a biker jacket, which I showed you, will look fantastic with or over a floral dress such as this one. Okay, moving on to the key trend number two. Okay, so you're going to see lots of petal pink, baby pink. So this is an example I have here. Again, a classic shirt which you cannot go wrong with. And just to emphasize, you don't have to follow trends. I think it's a great idea as a stylist. It's a great idea to bear trends in mind, see them as a guideline. But if you have your own style going on, that's perfectly fine. You may be a vintage lover. You may be somebody who's into sustainable fashion. You may be somebody who just loves to style things up in your own way. But what trends give you is guidance, style guidance, and they will help to elevate your wardrobe. So back to petal pink. You have an example right here, a shirt like this. Now that we're headed into spring, much warmer temperatures, we're seeing or feeling something like this would work wonderfully with a denim shorts, for example. Okay, you can wear it over your shorts or do a French tuck just to bring in the waist. And I will touch upon style hacks and wardrobe hacks a bit later. Next up, we have the athleisure, so elevated athleisure. Now, what that essentially means is more, I guess, elegant, casual, if that makes sense, or casual pieces with exaggerated, in an exaggerated style. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I think my Siri is going off in the background.
That's
One
okay.
second.
That always happens.
So annoying. Sorry about that. Okay, hopefully it's not too distracting if it goes on again off again. So this is an example of exaggerated athleisure, meaning styles that are slightly exaggerated. It could be with shoulder pads. You'll notice that there's a lot of styles that are exaggerated, fuller curves or lines, for example, but slightly, as again, casual, but with a difference. Okay, so next up we have an example of the coastal cool trend. So coastal cool refers to nautical styles. Think of a Breton top, which is very classic. So I have an example here of a nautical style jacket, which showcases horizontal lines, your pinstripe, or more so horizontal lines. So you're going to see more of that on the high street. Okay. Then we have, I think this is trend 5. So this is an example of the trend, ladies who lunch. Okay, that sounds very prim, that sounds very elegant, which essentially refers to tweed. Okay, so that chic, classic, sophisticated, cool looks. Again, this is just all elegant look. So this is an example of, I didn't have an actual tweed jacket, but if you think about sort of classic Chanel jacket, and similarly, this has that tweed look about it. Okay, so that's another trend to bear in mind. And if it works for you, experiment with it. If it doesn't, maybe give it a try, but then you will no doubt gravitate to a trend or style that works for you and your personality.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, this is an example here of a taper trouser. So you will notice, as I said, I noticed that due to changes in lifestyle, a lot of people work from home now. There has been a shift away from the skinny pants, but they will come back. This currently, barrel jeans are a thing. They're very popular. They have sort of more of a curved shape about them, but you will notice next season a refocus, or you'll see more of a shift, or more of attention focused on skinny trousers. Okay, more attention focused on those. Okay, or tapered trousers. Another thing to bear in mind is in terms of colour, as I said, it's, don't be afraid to inject colour in your wardrobe. So you will notice a lot of pistachio, a touch of pistachio. Okay, so this isn't exactly pistachio, but it just gives you an example of what to expect. So green is coming back, and I noticed actually on the red carpet, just when covering red carpet fashion for certain publications, I find that the red carpet is a great way to spot trends, and some celebrities actually get it right, and a lot of them, they do forecast upcoming trends. So I did notice, I think it was on the BAFTA red carpet, pistachio. You may want to have a look out for like bodysuits with faux, with that sort of Bordeaux style, or hemline, or neckline rather, in faux fur. So sort of quite directional fashion, but going back to current trends, which you will most definitely see on the high street. And the great thing about the high street is that it will reinterpret looks or popular looks on the red carpet, in an affordable way. So offer affordable fashion to us, or to those who appreciate affordable fashion. And other trends to bear in mind, I would say we're going to definitely see more prep styles, which actually prep styles haven't gone out of fashion, and trends have a way of repeating themselves anyway. So again, we will see more pinstripes, and preppy fashion, or the prep school theme. Stems from, I would say, America, and that this particular look or that trend has been in fashion for years now. But again, it does tend to become more prominent depending on the season. So if you keep an eye out for the prep school, okay, theme. And another theme to bear in mind, or trend, is excessive, accessorization. It's quite a long word to pronounce, but that basically means statement accessories once again. So I've got a couple of examples. Obviously, you cannot go without a pair of shades, classic pair of shades, big sunglasses, statement glasses. Look out for exaggerated hair accessories. So I just have an example of a bow. So keep an eye out for bows, sunglasses, obviously, and statement accessories, other statement accessories such as for example, this bold bag. And lastly,
Oh,
which I've
I love
seen,
that.
what's that?
I love
Yeah,
that. Is that from Curate?
yeah, it is. It
Yeah, I
is.
saw it so many times. Like, I'm
Y-
really tempted to buy it.
Yeah, this is on this, and this is from this is one of their signature styles. So they'll always
Yeah.
have this bag available. And lastly, which I've seen a lot of is more not and androgynous styles, loose fitting jackets, clean lines, defined styles. So I have an example of here of a double-breasted jacket, which I invested in. My style, again, your own style will come through, or you'll gravitate to trends that work with your individual style. So this is a pinstripe jacket that I own. It's actually a three-piece suit, but the jacket is double-breasted. It's loose fitting, comes with a waistcoat and the tapered trousers. Okay, so you're definitely going to see more masculine styles around, and suiting as well. Actually, going back to the prep look, shirting, should I say, very popular. So you're going to see lots of askew collars, meaning collars that are sort of not classic like this, more just unusual or curvy. Yeah.
Amazing.
And or round collars more specifically. And that's pretty much it in terms of trends. So there's definitely lots to be excited about. So
That's
yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
lots to come.
no, definitely. I think it's so interesting to see all of those. I've kind of already saw them like about, on different kind of like websites and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really good to see. And I absolutely love the trench coat as well. I think that that looks amazing.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I mean, I feel like, well, it's important to think about what underpins your capsule wardrobe, because essentially your capsule wardrobe has to work with your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And once you've established that, then the hard work kicks in. Then you can think about, okay, I need to declutter my wardrobe. So this is what I need to do, which brings me on to wardrobe hacks. Okay, so very quickly, when assembling your wardrobe, and what I advise clients to do, which I've done myself, is to use the KonMari method. Now, Marie Kondo is a tidy organizational expert. I don't know if any of you have seen her Netflix series, but what the KonMari method means is to categorize your wardrobe, or just to categorize your space by, or organize your space by category rather than location. So start with your wardrobe, and just remove everything from it. Put everything into one pile, which I've done, and you've got to be ruthless. I mean, it's the process is challenging, but also very cathartic. Now, once you've put everything into one pile, whether that be on your bed or the floor, then you categorize what you need from what you don't. So start with things that you absolutely love, pile number one, pile number two, things that need repairing, and pile number three, items that no longer serve a purpose, which you can sell on Vinted or eBay, and that's your way of contributing to this circular economy. But what she focuses on, more importantly, or the KonMari method focuses on, is saving things, or keeping things, should I say, that spark joy. And during the process of elimination, show gratitude to everything that served a purpose in your wardrobe, whether it's kept you warm, or you used to wear something like I did, a cardigan throughout university. And I still have that thing, although it's just the least trendiest of cardigans, but I keep it purely for the nostalgia. So once you've done that, then also think about, and there's some element of meditation involved in the process, where you're thinking about eliminating the old to bring in the new. Okay, so think about the life that you want to attract, the things that you want to attract. And interestingly, once you've done that, your space is much clearer, you have less of a decluttered mind, and then things just happen in a good way. Other hacks to bear in mind, wardrobe hacks to get you in the mood to revamp your wardrobe, is the hanger trick. So you'll notice that I have velvet hangers here. So if you like, if you take pride in your things, and if you like, purchase a set of hangers, velvet ones, some lovely ones to get you in, or from Amazon, to get you in the mood to organize your wardrobe. And also apply the one in, one out rule, which means to purge an item to free up a hanger. So before you go shopping, or when you are thinking of again revamping your wardrobe, refreshing your wardrobe, then I think it's just a clever way of managing your space and ensuring that you don't spend too much money on unnecessary things. So the whole idea is to buy less but buy better. So you're essentially buying things that you need. So purge an item, and then that's when you can think, actually, yeah, I'm going to treat myself to a new jacket. I have a spare hanger in my wardrobe. My new earned item, or well-deserved item, is going to fill this gap. Okay, and I think just other things to bear in mind is, again, colours. Rather than, I guess not everybody wants to have a sort of monotone wardrobe. I mean, if you inject some colour into your wardrobe, but if you by all means like wearing black, no problem at all. But think about your neutral colours, think about your staple pieces. So a little black dress, which is a foul safe item. Your shirt dress, as I said, that gives you that year-round versatility. Things that you essentially, can build upon. Which brings me on to, lastly, body shapes, so style hacks, okay? And I think when you have an understanding of your body shape, just fashion, you understand fashion a little bit better. You understand what works for your style. Online shopping becomes a doddle. And so it's when advising clients about their body shape, which is what I specialize in, I always say, normally a customer would say, I don't look good, anymore, or I put on weight. And they always pick up things about themselves that they're not happy with. But I turn that around and say, well, focus on the positive. Think about things that work for your body shape. So if you are an hourglass shape, typically fit and flare. So that's one style hack to bear in mind. If you're you're fairly sort of even silhouette, typical hourglass shape, a wrap dress is perfect for an hourglass, where this particular style will cinch you in at the waist. It will highlight this area. Okay, so it's a case of, once again, working with styles that you feel confident in. If you are a pair, somebody who has a narrow shoulder line, it's a great idea to invest in styles that have fuller lines. So think about a jacket with epaulettes on the shoulder. You could. Another idea is to layer your clothing, just to balance out your proportions. Okay. And so your upper body is proportionate with, let's say, wider hips. If you are an inverted triangle, somebody who has a much broader shoulder line, again, what would work are such styles as a bootcut trouser, fuller styles to rebalance the upper body and to create, just to balance your proportions. And if you are round, for example, or a full hourglass shape, Then pay attention to soft fabrics to avoid unnecessary volume or bulkiness. Styles like a waterfall cardigan elongate the body and draw the eye downwards. Horizontal, vertical stripes draw the eye downwards. If you are rectangular or athletic in build, you could experiment with detailing on the bust line, curvier styles or fuller styles, for example, just to create a shape, your desired shape. So it's just once you have that understanding and you know what works for your body shape, and that's what I do as part of my job as a personal stylist. That way, shopping becomes more transparent and clearer. Yeah.
Amazing. That's so good to know, Natalie. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. I definitely enjoyed getting to know all the different tips and the trends and the hacks and everything like that for your body shape. I think that's something that is kind of relatable to everyone, right? Because everyone kind of worries about like their shape and how something looks and stuff like that. So that's really really good and really insightful. And yeah, so guys, if you want to book some time with Natalie, her link is in her Instagram bio and it's also in our Instagram bio as well. So we're giving kind of like a freestyle consultation, like a 10-minute chat, and then you can go and book an actual style session. And we also have some giveaways on our page as well, and loads of that stuff. So yeah, thank you so much, Natalie. And yeah, I'm not sure if you have anything else that you want to say before we pop off, or if you guys have any questions as well, throw them in the comments. I'm looking at the comments here, so yeah, feel free to do that.
Yeah, and just one last thing,
Yeah,
focus on what sparks joy in your life.
I love that. That's so good. That is so good.
Thank you.
Perfect. So let's see. Okay, so someone said, let me just see. Are there any prints or patterns that are trending right now?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Okay.
I've noticed a lot of bandana
Ah,
prints.
okay.
So, but bandanas, if you think of that, the it's a paisley print,
Okay.
and that's I've noticed trending amongst jackets. So you will notice quilted jackets. Keep an eye out for such styles in a paisley print. So there's lots of that. So we're kind of going back to where I guess seeing a revival. That's the word I was looking for. A revival of the 80s, a revival of, well, less of the 90s. I feel like Dr. Martens again were so popular last year, which is a repeat style from the 90s, very reminiscent of the influence of Vivienne Westwood, for example. So a lot of paisley prints and a shift back to the 80s trend again. Bohemian daydream theme it is paying attention to floral. I mean, that's a classic trend. I mean, we see that year in, year out, or particularly amongst the summer in the summertime. So yes, lots of floral and paisleys. Yeah, those are the most popular prints at the moment. And leopard print is still around. That leopard print is a
Yeah.
neutral.
I see that everywhere nowadays.
That's everywhere. But with the florals, floral prints, paisley prints are taken over.
Amazing, amazing. That's a really good answer. I'd say that
Yeah.
definitely answered their question. So yeah, thank you so much, and Natalie.
Any more questions?
Let me just check the thing.
I mean, I could talk all day, guys. So
I was just gonna say you can tell like how much passion like Natalie has for her job and what she does.
thank you.
Perfect. So somebody said, so what are your kind of go-to? Do you have like three kind of staple pieces that you can use across every outfit, basically?
Yes, great question. A jacket.
Yeah.
Whether that be a tailor jacket. In my case, I love a tailor jacket. I find they go with everything. A bomber jacket, but I would have to say essentially a leather jacket is so versatile and elevates an outfit. So if you opt for, let's say, classic dress or a floral dress, then teaming that up with a leather jacket will elevate it, will elevate that look, and it just goes with everything. Or a denim jacket, I find is great for the spring summer period. Number two, classic pair of jeans. I think I live in jeans. Like during downtime, I find that they're just easy to wear, but pay attention to the type of denim you invest in. I always say a dark denim wash or indigo wash is more versatile than a light denim wash.
Yeah.
A straight cut, depending on your body shape. Once again, if you are a classic pear shape, boot cut style works. If you are an hourglass shape, the boot cut works for all body types, let's say. So straight cut or boot cut. And look number three, I tend to default to a white shirt. I love a shirt. You could just sort of wear it over, just casually over a pair of jeans, a pair of shorts, or tuck it into a tailored pair of trousers. And what I love to do is overlay a white shirt with a waistcoat. I mean, I love a waistcoat. I mean, my style is quite classic, but yeah, I think those for me are key three staples that you could quite easily mix and match with existing staples within your wardrobe. And just one last bit of advice, when building your wardrobe, when shopping, it's always a good idea to invest in pieces that will complement three existing staples in your collection,
Amazing. And guys, we might just
minimum.
one more question then. So someone said, do you have any favorite kind of brands that you like to go to and that you feel, actually I imagine like last longer, I suppose?
Yes, I think in terms of sustainable fashion, if you are somebody who pays attention to fabric and price point,
Okay.
depending on where you reside. So if you live in the UK, I would say brands like Nobody's Child, Mint Velvet, and I would say there's a brand called Balken. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's spelled BAUJ, I think KEN. They
Okay.
tend to, yeah. So these brands are known for their attention to eco-friendly fabrics,
Okay.
and it could be sort of eco vero viscose, for example, that is very well made, FSC certified. But going back to price point, Nobody's Child is great. Starts at a great price point. So I would say that those are brands to consider. But also, I mean, for me, I tend to default to, I guess, I would say my favorite brand is Bieber. I used to love shopping about Bieber. You can't get
Okay.
anymore online, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Classic, contemporary. I also like luxury brands, which you don't have to buy at full price. You can actually buy, some, great brands like Italian brands. I'm all about cut and sort of finish, attention to detail, um, which you can find on, as I said, if you have a good look on Vinted, it's amazing what you could find on there. Or eBay. But yeah, mint velvet is sort of more classic. There's a new brand on the high street called, I think it's Monty d'Ivoire,
Okay.
which is very directional, but at a reasonable price point. So
Amazing. Guys,
yeah, I hope that
just put them in
helps.
the comments as well. Sorry, Natalie. I've just put them in the actual comments just so that people can see like the name of the brands if they want to go to them after, you know.
Yeah, or you can reach out to me and I can give you more
Yeah.
informed answers. Yeah,
Yeah.
specific to or tailored to your questions and needs.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, if you want to book a consultation with Natalie, you can go to her Instagram bio and you can book a slot through there. Or else you can go to the End Time Instagram bio and you can also book a slot as well for some style sessions and to actually create a really nice capsule wardrobe or to get out of that style rut, whatever it is. Natalie can help you with it. So, yeah, thank you so much again, Natalie, for all your info and your insights and your inspiration as well. It was really, really good. And yeah, I'm sure everyone is very appreciative.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. And guys, focus on what sparks joy.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank
Amazing.
you,
Thank you
Elizabeth.
so much, guys. Bye, Natalie. Thank you so much.
Bye. See you soon. Bye for
Bye.
now. Bye.